Animal rights groups have repeatedly made a claim throughout the debate over Proposition B, and that's large animal breeders didn't give animals the love and attention they need. Good evening, I'm Angie Bailey.
And I'm Stephanie Zeppelin. Thanks for joining us. But what does this actually mean for the dogs? With dozens of animal rescue groups in mid-Missouri from across the country this weekend, KOMU8's Kyle Stokes caught up with one and tried to answer that question.
Oh, sweetie.
She came 500 miles.
It was supposed to take 8.5 hours.
From the land of 10,000 lakes.
Minnesota.
For just 2 dogs.
They're scrappy.
But to Heidi Harden, who represents a Minneapolis animal rescue group,
Prices have been just through the roof.
it's not the math that matters.
These aren't the crazies. These aren't the over the top, oh my God, people. These are people who spend their days trying to organize and rescue dogs.
Harden is one of dozens of animal rescuers in mid-Missouri this weekend. They came to purchase dogs from a large dog breeding operation in Mexico that's shutting down. Nearly 800 dogs were up for auction after the business received numerous complaints about the well-being of the animals.
Basically, emotional trauma is so much more devastating than physical trauma.
Sherry Fox came in from Indiana. She says most of the time the problem isn't that dogs from large breeders are in poor physical health.
The dogs have not been hit, abused, beaten. We don't have wounds on these dogs most of the time. It's just the lack of knowing what to do as a domestic dog.
Take, for instance, this Welsh Corgi who came from the Mexico facility.
The minute I go to open the kennel door, they will back into a corner, start to tremble, and be very afraid of being touched or held or brought out of what they consider their safe zone, which is that little box that they're confined to.
The visit of national rescue groups comes before a vote on Proposition B, which would regulate large dog breeders. Harden heard about the law before she came, and she wants it to pass. But
I don't know that legislation is the answer, or at least all of the answer. I really believe that education is where it starts, but we have to start somewhere.
so Harden heads back
It's been an adventure.
to the land of 10,000 lakes, hoping one law gets on the books in the Show Me State. Kyle Stokes, KOMU8 News, Hallsville.
Proposition B has raised concerns that the regulation targeted at large breeders could hurt other groups as well. Earlier this week, we introduced you to a smaller dog breeder who raised concerns about the proposed law. We put a link back to his story in our links and number section on KOMU.com.